Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well and still spreading that sweet Libby for Super Earth. Today I'm going to break down and compare the 3 support machine gun stratagems, being the machine gun, the Stalwart and the new heavy machine gun. Let's get into it. So the machine gun is unlocked straight after completing the tutorial and is given to you at no cost. It has a belt capacity of 150 rounds and you can hold 2 spare belts, giving you a total of 450 rounds. Its reload time is 4.5 seconds and it has 3 different fire rates to choose from, which are 630, 760 and 900 rounds per minute. The machine gun has the big positive of taking down armoured targets like the hive guards and bile spewers and feels stable enough when firing when crouched or in prone, which is how it should be used. When reloading you have to be stationary, but the reload isn't too long, so getting your timing down isn't too difficult. In my opinion, this is the second best machine gun you can choose and is a great option for anyone starting out wanting to get their core mechanics of crowd control down. Next up is my personal favourite, which is the Stalwart. Like the machine gun, it is awarded at level 2 but will cost you 3,500 requisition points. It has a belt capacity of a huge 250 rounds and gives you an additional 3 spare belts totaling a whopping 1,000 rounds before needing to resupply. It also has a 4.5 second reload time like the machine gun, and you can reload it whilst moving, and it has 3 different fire rates as well, which are 700, 850 and 1,150 rounds per minute. The Stalwart lacks the medium armor penetration of the machine gun, but that is where the shortfalls stop. It's 250 rounds per belt, more than make up for it, as you can take down most medium armored enemies by just targeting their weak spots, and with the handling being much better, hitting those weak spots becomes fairly easy. It also gives you great mobility, which in this game is everything. You can reload whilst moving, and as mentioned, it has a bigger belt and more ammo capacity than the machine gun, and not just by little. The Stalwart has an extra 100 rounds per belt and a huge 550 extra rounds compared to the machine gun before needing to resupply. Although the Stalwart can't penetrate medium armor, it doesn't really come into effect much against hive guards, as they're pretty slow and easy to flank, and the bile spewers are not guaranteed in the spawn pool, and when they are, I run impact grenades in all my builds and I find they can take out the medium armoured enemies pretty easy. If you still want to play it safe, be sure to pick a primary weapon with medium armour penetration like the Liberated Penetrator, which is a lot better now that they've added a fully automatic mode which got applied in the last update. And last and certainly least is the newest addition to the machine gun support stratagems, and that of course is the heavy machine gun. The heavy machine gun is unlocked at level 12 and will cost you 6,000 requisition points to unlock. It has a measly belt capacity of only 75 rounds and can only hold 2 spare belts, holding a total of 225 rounds before needing to resupply. It has 3 fire rate modes, those being 450, 750 and 1200 rounds per minute, and has a slow reload time of 6 seconds. It's got very few positives, but it does have amazing armor penetration and can clear most enemies in groups fast when at close range, and if the belt size was higher, this could jump to being one of the best machine guns hands down. It also receives more ammo from the resupplies than the original machine gun, but that is where the pros stop, unfortunately. Some of its many cons is its lack of any crosshair and has a terrible magazine size and very long reloads. You are better to crouch or go in prone when using it for better stability, and try using the 450 rounds per minute setting to make your firing duration slightly longer. Its lack of ammo belt size is what massively lets it down, as you have to stand your ground with a heavy machine gun and you can't really shoot it at a range due to its high recoil. So close quarter combat is all you have, and when your ammo runs out within 4 seconds of firing, it really lets itself down, as how are you supposed to lay down suppressing fire for you and your team when you can only fire for less than 4 seconds. I can see the idea they were going with, but without a large ammo belt size, it's currently the worst of the 3 machine guns by a distance. So some tips and tricks I would give when going about using the machine guns is to first check what weapons your team are going in with, as weapons to take down heavies are a priority. So if your team are going in with support weapons to deal with heavy targets like the expendable anti-tank or the quasar cannon, then you running crowd control can really help your team. You should never underestimate how handy it is having someone running a build for crowd control and overall support. I personally run something along the lines of the Stalwart, the personal generator shield, the Eagle airstrike and the EMS mortar. This build is great when running with other divers who have their builds ready to take down all other heavy targets. Another tip I would add is when choosing your armour, if possible, try and find an armour that runs the fortified armour passive, which gives you a 30% recoil reduction while crouched, and when you're using the machine guns you can really notice that sweet 30%, so I'd also add that in as well. A couple of armours with those fortified passives would be the B24 Enforcer set or the FS23 Battlemaster. There are plenty more, but they're just a couple just in case you wanted to know any. I also change my rounds per minute to reflect my gameplay, so for instance I have my RPM set lower when facing light armoured hordes to keep my firing up time at its highest, and when facing larger targets like brood commanders, spewers and stalkers, I up my RPM to put out as much damage as I can. Have a play around and see what works best for you, but I'd recommend looking at your RPMs a lot more in depth, and if you are wondering how to change your fire rate, you just have to hold the reload button down to see which options you have available. This also goes for fire modes as well when using other weapons. Another recommendation is for staying in the fight longer, which is maybe consider taking in a supply backpack with you to support you and your team. But I also wouldn't be against using the personal generator shield for high difficulties, or definitely for when playing solo. Again, experiment with what works best for you and tweak accordingly. So when comparing all three machine guns side by side, you can see that the Stalwart is the winner. It has the highest belt size, the highest belt capacity, the best mobility and the joint fastest reload speed. The only argument made for the machine gun and the heavy machine gun over the Stalwart is the fact of the medium armor penetration. I personally don't think that's worth the amount of rounds you lose in the belts itself and in the overall ammo capacity as well as the reload speed. But if I was you, I would have a little play around, see which works best for you, as it's not one size fits all like most of these guides and everybody's playstyles are different. So which machine gun was your favourite and why? And I hope you all found this informative, and if you did, I would really appreciate your ongoing support by subscribing and giving this video a like. Please consider checking out my other Helldivers content, and as always, I'll see you on the battlefield. Blagger out.